Jarrod West now. If you have a question, please drop a note in the chat. Go ahead, Brett.
Hey, Jarrod, what was behind the start that you guys got off to, falling behind by 19 early, and maybe what changed during that second half?
I think the start was pretty much a result of our lack of energy to start the game and effort to start the game defensively. They were way too comfortable. They ran the offense that we prepared for. We knew that they were going to run. They didn't do anything different. And we didn't do a good job of executing defensively. It was our energy, our effort, our communication. It wasn't good enough. And I really don't think we were awake enough to start the game from a defensive standpoint more than anything until late in the first half. But anytime you're playing against a team like Virginia, a good team, well-coached team with good players, it's hard to come back with their style of play, getting down 18 or 19 early. So I thought we did a much better job in the second half of just fighting. We played harder. We were ready to go from the jump to start the half, and that we just played with more energy and more effort in the second half, and that's really what it comes down to.
Given what you guys have been going through lately, how do you explain the lack of energy at the start?
I really don't know, honestly. I can't pinpoint it on one thing. I can't pinpoint it on one person. I will say I feel like I need to step up from a leadership standpoint, whether it's being more vocal, being more energetic before the game. Whatever it is, though, it's got to change because it's it just put us in a hole that it's hard to come back from. At the end of the day, we as players gotta hold ourselves accountable and understand that we're playing against good players and we're playing against good teams. And when you let teams get comfortable and you dig yourself a hole like that, it's hard to come back and win.
Go to Michael and then Eric.
Hey, Jarrod, Michael McCann, Cardinal Authority. Not to harp on that, but when you're going through those struggles, and we saw it in the second half against Notre Dame, what do you guys as teammates say to each other in the huddle or when you're on the floor to try to snap yourselves out of it? Is there any common thread there at all?
I think there's a lot of dialogue in the huddles, certainly about what we can do on the defensive end. Sometimes it's just, scheme oriented as far as like what they're doing and how we can counteract what they're doing and be better prepared for it. But also, positive energy at the end of the day is what it came down to. I really feel like in the second half we did a much better job of that. I feel like our bench and the guys that weren't in the game, even the guys that were sitting down in the huddle, did a much better job of keeping a positive energy, keeping high spirits, talking, being vocal. But again, when you're down 25-8 on the road against a team like that, it's really hard to get back into it.
Eric?
Jarrod, I thought even despite the start and everything else, you guys are down 4, and you get a really good look on a little floater that I thought was in, and it rolls out. Next trip down, Matt, wide open 3. He gets a good look at it, just doesn't go. What? I know it's a matter of frustration because you make those shots. It's an entirely different game coming down the stretch. How do you deal with that? Just bouncing back time after time, and what's going to go into kind of overcoming that kind of thing?
Yeah, I thought both of those were going in. I thought my floater was down. I thought Matt's 3 was down. And if I could take that floater again and Matt could take that open 3 again, I'd do it in a heartbeat. So obviously it's frustrating, but I think that's even more of a time and opportunity where we're down 4 on the road. We missed a couple shots that we liked, and we got to buckle down on defense. And we got to buckle down on getting a defensive rebound once we get the stop. And I can't remember exactly what happened on those next couple of plays, but I want to say it was a 4-0 run. So instead of cutting it to 4, it went to 8 or 9. And that's just, it's just part of the game, man. Making shots and missing shots is part of the game. I missed a shot, Matt missed a shot. They scored both trips down. Lead goes from deficit goes from 4 to 8 like that, or 4 to 9, whatever it was. And I mean, again, you put yourself in a bigger hole with more of a deficit. So we got to buckle down defensively, whether we're scoring, making shots, being efficient, not playing well, whatever it is. It comes down to our defense and our rebounding.
Last question from Kent.
Jarrod, when you were at Marshall, have you ever gone through a season like you guys are currently going through? And what can you pinpoint to all this?
I mean, certainly been on losing streaks and times where we've lost some tough games, times we've lost home games. So there's definitely been in those locker rooms for sure. There's definitely a frustration and disappointment there. But, you got to rely on your leadership, and you got to rely on the team to stick together, the coaches to stick together, and, continue to fight and continue to work every day. It's a long season. We still got like 10 games left, something like that. And, anything can happen. So we just got to keep working. We got to stick together. We got to continue to trust in our system and, just continue to get better every day. The last thing we can do is give up. We're not going to do that. I know Coach Mack's not going to give up on us, team, our players. We're not going to give up on each other. So we just got to continue to fight, continue to bring it every day.
Thank you, Jarrod. We'll be back with Coach shortly.